It's 9. We're going to get started. We've lost all our hopes and dreams as it is. So let's just have a big, huge, giant round of applause. Ow! Because the mic in this room is shit, and they will not hear you on the tape. They'll just think I'm being weird. This is really short. Oh my God, that must mean Cliff McGrady's coming up next. Because it's like, hi. So now coming to the stage, my favorite little Tyrannosaurus Rex on the planet. I meant Billy Mann. Billy Mann. Next on the stage, live from Studio on 4th, it's Billy fucking Mann. Give him a hand.
Yeah! I'm going to leave it like this the whole time. Cliff, I know that I just don't want to have to adjust it for you. How's it going? Oh, man. So I'm being taped right now. You can't tell. There are hundreds of people here. Don't worry about it. We're doing great. So my humor's kind of smart, guys, so just try to keep up, okay? All right, so I walked in on my roommate masturbating, and it was really awkward. Like, we kind of just stopped what we were doing. And it was right then that I realized I got to stop walking into rooms while masturbating. We're having fun. You can't hear it. It's a standing ovation already. First joke. I'm killing it. It's crazy. Oh, my God. When you guys were little, did you ever sleep in your parents' bed? Yeah? Me too. Well, like, until just recently. Like, I've been doing it for a while. But, like, I'll go to my room. I just sleep in there until we're done having sex. Guys, I don't want to make you uncomfortable with my humor, so I'm going to talk about black people now. Guys, I had the pleasure... Look around. Come on. Okay. I'll continue. So, I had the pleasure of opening for a hip-hop group at a little place called Ruben's Cantina. Woo-hoo! If you guys can't tell, I'm getting sunburnt currently. Needless to say, I didn't fit in there. But it actually went pretty well. I only found that out after the show, because I was opening for a rap group, and these gangster guys had to keep up their gangster facade. So I'd get a couple giggles, but the rap people, just picture rap people in your head. You got it. They were sitting up front, and every time I said something that they found funny, they'd be like, man, that's stupid. And then they approached me afterwards and like, you was a funny-ass white boy. I was like, thanks. But I think I won them over when I told a joke about how my dad is an alcoholic. And they were like, man, you knew your dad? That's cool. So, I've been told that I'm pretty goofy and that I'm starting to rub off on people. And guys, I don't consider it rubbing off on people if you think of something funny because I'm hanging out with you. I consider it rubbing off on people if I come. Okay. So, I've been tending bar recently, and I get to meet a lot of interesting people. I'm not going to say that the people that come into my bar are depressed, but when you're coming to drink 5 Maker's Marks at 3:30, you're sad. I get it, though. But there's this regular that comes in, and he's like one of those rustic trucker types. And 5 Maker's Marks later, he decides to open up to me, because I'm the only guy there. Why wouldn't he? He decides to tell me why he's so bummed. And that's because his dog died. And it was really sad. This silence, I mean, they were applauding earlier. It's silent now. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I wanted to try and diffuse the situation because he started crying in front of me. It was messed up. So I went in the back really quick and I was like, hey, have you ever tried this? We have this sriracha flavored vodka. Have you ever had this? And he's just kind of sitting there holding his drink. And he goes, actually, is that my drink right there? Is there anything in there? You want to just hand me your drink? Nice. Guys, I want to act this out. Thanks. I'm going to drink all of it. I'm sorry, do I know you? So, I ask him about this sriracha vodka, and he goes, you know when you got that olive-skinned girl spread out on your bed sheets? And the Sade song is whimpering out in the distance, but you're not worried because you got another one queued up. And it's like she's got you memorized, man. Like, everything that you were and will be is just right in that gaze. He did that. I'm not making that part up. Yeah, I've had that whiskey before. Like, he had... Oh, my God. Here you go. You're welcome. It's like he had drank the right amount to knock loose some beautiful poetry. It was amazing. And I've also had... I don't want to call them homeless, but you kind of force me to assume when you walk in with a ratty winter coat and a latex glove on one hand, you kind of force it on yourself. But this guy walks in, he unfolds this little paper cup, and then he slaps a pen on the counter, and he goes, I'll trade you that pen for a cup of half and half. Exactly. I was like, I'm not going to do that. And he goes, you don't do that anymore? No one's ever done that. Come on, what makes that a thing? But I didn't want to be an asshole, so I give him a cup of water. And something clicks in his brain where he thinks, oh, this guy's letting me drink here. I live here. And then he starts bringing in these bags of jeans. He starts like unloading his pockets onto my counter. And one of the items is this full packaged kielbasa. And then he starts slicing off a piece, eating it, leaving for 5 minutes, coming back, eating another piece. It's like, fuck, dude. Get out of here. I've also had the pleasure of meeting another, let's call him a gentleman. He happened to walk in with 3 items that made me, again, assume homeless. I'm not an asshole. Leather jacket with holes in it, long white wizard beard, and a neon highway vest. It's right there, buddy. You wrote homeless on your forehead. He, oh, fuck. Never mind. Next joke. Thank you. Thank you for the applause break. Oh, my God. Good stuff. We're killing it. I'm killing right now. Every time I look up, I'm just reassuring with the video that's currently filming my set. It's no big deal. I'm winning at life. I had this other guy come in, and we didn't really have much of a winter here in Reno, but we had some cold days. So he walked in like this, and I had to imagine like, oh, I haven't been outside. It's probably cold out. And then he sits down and just stays like this. And then he puts like a random amount of money on the counter and goes, I'll have a draft. I go, okay, we've got a couple beers on tap here. What can I get for you? He goes, yeah, draft. It's like, fuck it. Okay, you're just going to get a beer. So I give him a beer. And then for the next 5 minutes, I'll say, he decides to say one sentence again and again and again. He keeps telling me, I used to be a white girl. The first time I thought he was joking, it was like, you ordered a random beer and used to be a white girl. You're weird, that's weird. And then again, I used to be a white girl. I was like, no, I heard you the first time. That was weird. It was weird the first time. Like, I get it. I used to be a white girl. Is this like Morse code? Like, do I need to figure out what you're telling me? I don't understand. Is that the type of beer that you want? Because I've never heard of that before. And he keeps going, and then he pulls a cigarette from his ear, and he's like, you got a light? It's clearly written in huge letters on my door, no smoking. So I say, I'm sorry, man, there's no smoking in here. He goes, oh, okay. How about a light? No, still no, since a couple seconds ago. I'm sorry, man. Can't do that for you. He goes, oh, okay, that's fine. And then he pulls a lighter out, lights his cigarette, and starts smoking it. And at this point, I had to be like, look, bud, I just told you can't smoke. You got to get out of here. And he goes, yeah, no problem. So he walks outside, opens the door, takes a drag, and then turns right back around to finish his cigarette inside my store. I was like, fuck, dude. I'm not good with confrontation. Look at me, I'm not an intimidating guy. I'm that kind of person that'll watch an action movie that clearly has had a sequel already. Like the main character's on the cover of the movie, and they get in this fight scene. I'll still get like a oogie feeling in my stomach, like, oh, what's gonna happen? I'm that kind of person. I don't deal well with that. That being said, girls, let's just go there. And I get it. I look gay, but just bear with me. That's why I grew this. I just want to, just come on, guys. So, all these online dating things and phone app dating things that are popping up, I feel like it's really getting girls to put their guard up quite a bit. Like, I approached this petite girl recently in a store, and all I said was, hey. And she instantly just jumps back. She's like, I have a boyfriend! Okay. What? I will still have a double-double with fries and a shake. Thanks, Cliff. I also had the pleasure, and I'm trying to discredit these apps, but I've been on Tinder. I've matched with girls. And I matched with this one, and I like fucking. I wanted to try and get some. So I noticed in one of her pictures that she had a tattoo on her arm. The tattoo is in Hebrew. And I know that I look like Hitler's wet dream, but I'm Jewish. So I was trying to have some common ground with this girl. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool tattoo. I'm actually a bar mitzvah Jew myself. And then she replies really shitty. She goes, actually, it's not Hebrew, it's Aramaic. And that was developed way before Hebrew. Which, fuck this girl. But I did want to fuck this girl. So I kept going. I was like, oh, my bad. It's just, I went to Israel and they used that in all the newspapers and the signs and stuff. It looked like Hebrew. It's really cool. I like it either way. What does the word mean? Again, another shitty response. She goes, it's not really a word. It's more of a phrase. It means like soulmate. So at this point, I'm like, okay, she's full of shit. And I contact this guy that I met when I was in Israel, who is a native Hebrew speaker. And I say, hey, man, what does this word mean? He goes, that's the portion of skin between your ball sack and your asshole. Poor girl. She unknowingly, in huge letters on her arm, has Gooch for everyone to see forever. I wish I could say I feel bad. Okay, so we've gotten to know each other pretty well now. Like, I've been talking to you guys have just been staring blankly at me, so why not just be really vulnerable to you guys, right? Here we go. I've, more times than I care to admit, but I am also admitting it right now, have had scenarios where my brain will just decide to shut off and just tell me that I'm nervous when I'm already on home plate. I've already done it. Let me explain. I'll meet a girl at a bar. We'll get some drinks. We'll hit it off. We'll go back to her place. We will both undress. We'll get in bed. Don't get ahead of me. We'll get in bed. We'll be laying next to each other almost naked, guys. And then my brain will go, Okay, now. And that's when I freeze up. Fuck! I'm there! I'm ready to go! And all that happens is I freak out and I just go, good night. If you guys want to talk to me after the set, I'll be busy trying to kill myself. Fuck. So, I was driving to Spanish Springs today to work on some stuff, and I got cut off by, of all cars, a Civic. Do any of you guys drive a Civic in here? We are pretty east 4th Street, so I would believe it if I heard it. Anyways, I get cut off by this guy in a Civic, and I didn't have the energy to like slow down or beep my horn or anything, so I got really close to this car. I almost hit it, but he cut me off. Fuck this guy. And his little crony in the back of the car turns around and starts like yelling at me through his rear glass and my windshield, and he does one of those like thrusting things to me. Here's the deal. That is a intimidation move that only works when you are standing face to face. We have 2 full cars of separation, and this kid decides that is gonna get me. Like, does he think I'm gonna flinch? Actually, like, that's not how that works. I'm gonna find that kid. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna end this with a moral to my stories. One small change can make a huge difference. For instance, what? That. Where? There. When? Then. I just had to change one letter and I answered all of those questions. One person can make a big difference. I could close an Olympic-sized pool with one small dump. I tell you guys that to tell you this. Just swallow your creams. Fuck. Follow your dreams. Thanks, guys. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going for my favorite Velociraptor. He's super funny. Cliff McGrady!
That fucking short, man. Good. I need this. Higher. 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 That's perfect right there. Okay. Let's build it. This is how you establish alpha male dominance in the Reno comedy scene, guys. Yeah, what's up, guys? So I know like 2 or 3 of you in the audience. So I know about half the audience here tonight. And for those of you that don't know me, your first thought, I get it, is like, when did Comedy Central start sponsoring the Special Olympics? Which is a fair assumption. And I liked how you guys gave me the courtesy laugh on that, because some people don't. Some people are like, oh, that's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up. And some people laugh. Like, I get a half and half reaction. Some people laugh, some people don't like it. In fact, I did the Knitting Factory last month, and I had a lady come up to me and express her displeasure with this joke. And she's like, you could really offend somebody who has a disability in the audience, or maybe he has family with people with disability. And I'm like, look, lady, it's just a fucking joke, all right? And then her husband piped up, and he's like, oh, I thought it was funny as shit, But then I got offended, because who the fuck is he to be laughing at me? It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Man, I've had a really rough week, guys. I'm gonna tell you all about it. Jenny didn't give me a time limit, so we got about 45 minutes to kill. I'm just gonna tell you my Obama jokes. And Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you all about my week. Okay, so I live downtown. I live literally like 2 blocks away, and I get accosted by homeless people all the time, wanting like spare money, like spare change for all kinds of shit. And my go-to for this is like, I'm sorry, man, I don't carry cash, you know. And it bit me in the ass right here on East 4th Street, walking into fucking Studio on 4th. This guy came up and was like, hey, man, do you have any spare change? And I'm like, sorry, man, I don't carry cash. This motherfucker pulls out an iPhone and a Square and says, hey, I take Diners Club and Apple Pay. What do you want to charge with? And I'm like, what the fuck? Diners Club. My mom just started talking to me again after a month of silence. It's been a fucking great month. It's been an incredible month. She got pissed at me last month because she's very political, and she posts some stupid shit. She posts some sometimes good stuff, but she posts major bullshit a lot of the times. And I like to troll her about it, right? So she got upset last month, about a month ago, with the Jordanian pilot that was burned alive in that cage by ISIS. Do you guys remember that? All right. So yeah, it was great. It's gonna be a feel-good set, guys. It's gonna be a real feel-good set. So buckle up. No, but no, she was like condemning that. She's like, those people are animals. How could you burn someone alive? That's bullshit. We need to go nuke their asses. And I'm like, Mom, got a really good joke about this, but don't worry, I'm not going to tell it because it's way too inflammatory, right? So she deletes that comment. And she responds, Cliff, Reno is ruining your soul, right? Because I'm not originally from Reno. I'm from D.C. originally. So she says, Reno is ruining your soul. So I respond, whoa. Simmer down, okay? No reason to give me the 3rd degree here, right? So she deletes that one, and then she calls me up and she says, Cliff, your family sees this. They're going to think you're an ISIS supporter. They're not going to think you're being funny. They're going to think you're being a jerk. And I'm like, you know what, Mom, you're right. I'm really sorry. It won't happen again. But to be fair, your reactions were really adding fuel to the fire. And then she hung up. And I hadn't talked to her in a month until like 2 days ago. And I'm like, all right. It worked. I can't wait till ISIS does something fucked up again. I got a good month and a half without talking to my mom again. It's great. Love it. So that's one bad part of my week. My mom started talking to me again. Another bad part of my week is my girlfriend actually dumped me. Thank you, ex-girlfriend. I appreciate that. No, she dumped me. Her whole thing was like, she's like, Cliff, you know what? I love you, but you've got some serious communication issues. And I'm like, well, that's not fair because you're deaf and all you speak is sign language. So what am I supposed to do with that? Take a good look and let that set in for a second, guys. We good to move forward now? All right. Yeah, so I guess I'm back on Tinder now. Yeah. I don't like Tinder either. Tinder's fucked up, guys. Tinder is stupid because there's like 80% of the profiles that have all the cliches to them, and I'm going to go through these one by one, whether you like them or not, because they've been annoying the shit out of me all week long. All right? I'm going to list them out, and then we're going to talk about them. All right? Number 1, I want a man that got his shit together. Number 2, live, laugh, love. Number 3, no regrets. All right? Let's talk about number 1 real quick. I want a man that's got his shit together. What she really means, Billy, is that she's got kids and she needs money, so you need to swipe left immediately. All right? Swipe left. No, left is bad. Yeah. No, I'm fucking perfect. I don't want any fucking kids. All right? So, number two, Live, laugh, love. You'll find this on 98.9% of profiles on girls. All of them. All of them. Billy's friends. I know you guys have Tinder. I know. No, I've seen your profile. You have live, laugh, love, and no regrets. And we're going to get to number 3 in a second, sweetheart, but you just sit tight. We'll get there. Live, laugh, love means she's got some serious emotional baggage. Like I said, I'm perfect. I don't want anything to do with that. Swipe left. All right? Number 3, in my experience, number 3 typically is no regrets. And that usually means that she's a slut. So we're going to swipe right immediately on her. Because you got some fun stuff if you swipe right on no regrets. Let me tell you that right now. I love it. I love it. I love Tinder. I love dating. It's fun. I don't like dating, though, because I don't like buying condoms. All right? Condoms are kind of a pain in the ass. I don't like buying them because I always buy them at this one spot. I don't know why I do that. I buy them at one spot only. Like they're better somewhere else than other places, you know what I mean? I'm like, no, Walgreens has the best fucking Trojans ever, all right? Their ribs are way better than the ones at the gas station. So I go to Walgreens, and there's this 80-year-old lady that works like fucking 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. No matter what time I go there, she's always there. And I'm like, fuck, she's there again. So I toss my 10-pack of condoms down, and I toss a Monster Energy drink on there because that's how I roll. She really gives me, she always goes, like she's disapproving of me, you know what I mean? I'm like, hey, listen, Grandma, it takes me at least 8 tries to get one of these suckers on. So unless you're going to put it on for me, I don't need your disapproving looks. I don't even know why I buy condoms. I literally live across the street from a Planned Parenthood, all right? Like, that's Plan A. That's Plan A for me is Planned Parenthood. It's ridiculous. It's great, too, because it's like a triangle. It's like a triangle of awesomeness, okay? My house is here. Starbucks is right here, and Planned Parenthood is right across the street. So I just go home, bang a cute girl, go to Starbucks, buy her a latte, then jet 90 degrees over to Planned Parenthood, and problems are solved. The bad thing about Planned Parenthood is, though, like, I was at Starbucks one day, and I saw this lady roll in there with, like, 2 toddlers in tow. They're, like, 2 and 3 years old. And, like, in my head, I'm like, lady, the warranty has expired on these little fuckers, all right? You can't return them. You're stuck with them, all right? You just get out of there. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, but let me get real with you guys for a second here, because we also have bonded while on stage. I'm a little bit behind on my student loans, you know. And the reason being, like, it's not because I'm irresponsible. The reason being is that having a degree in American history gets you exactly jack shit in the real world, all right? Like, I'm basically really good at crossword puzzles, and that's it, all right? I can't even fucking do a Sudoku puzzle. That's how terrible American history is. I can't even do that shit, right? So, and it's stupid, too, because, like, when I was a kid, I had these grandiose plans about what I was going to do with this degree. Like, I had this really, really great vision of, like, nailing a French professor like Tom Hanks did in Da Vinci Code. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is going to be so good. And that's all that happened. I got really good at crossword puzzles. So, I don't know. I feel like it's a bad move to go to college. So just don't still go to college. There was a joke in there, and I lost it midway through my sentence. I got so pissed off because all I can think about is Wanda Sykes calling me, telling me I owe her money from the collections department. You know what I mean? They all sound like Wanda Sykes. Let me just tell you that right now. No, but the funny part is, like, I realized at, like, in my mid-20s, I didn't even need a degree to impress a girl. Like, all I really need to do is find a cute hipster girl, buy her a craft beer, and tell her about how Animal Farm changed my life. And I'm laid. Like, 1 or 2 people know what Animal Farm is. Don't worry, I'll explain it to you after my set. God, this next joke is going to go good if you didn't like that one. Trust me, it's downhill from here. Started strong, ended weak. Do you guys think that the person who proofread Mein Kampf was the very first grammar Nazi? Oh! Yeah. I'm the only one doing literature jokes here, motherfuckers. Deal with it. Deal with it, sound guy. Sound guy, this is for you. The only time, because I know you deal with music a lot, the only time it's ever appropriate to play Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone is when you're at a Taco Bell drive-thru and you don't know what you want yet. God. I heard a snort. I heard a snort. Hey, camera, I'm funny as shit right now. You can't hear him laugh, but I'm super fucking great right now. I'm killing it. I'm so fucking good, guys. Like, it's terrible being me because I'm a very modest person and like, I'm super modest and like, you know, being the best comedian there ever was and ever will be is really tough to keep under your hat when you're me. So I just don't ask me about how great I am because I'm going to tell you and I'm a modest guy. I want to talk about it. The bad thing about being a comedian is that everyone wants to give you like jokes to tell, all right? My little sister, who's 8 years old, is public offender number one. Every time I talk to her or FaceTime, she's like, I got a great joke for you. I got a great joke for you. You're going to love this, Clippy. You're going to love it. I'm like, okay. And I'm a good brother. So I'm like, tell me, sweetheart, what do you got? This last time she says, why isn't there any gambling in Africa? And in my head, I'm like, great. My 7-year-old sister's a fucking racist. Right? But I let it slide. I'm like, okay, why isn't there any gambling in Africa, sweetheart? And she's like, well, because there's too many cheetahs. Right? Yeah. No, that's what I did too. I laughed. I was like, that's so good. That's so good, sweetheart. I love it. I love it. But in my head, I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Oh, man. We're having fun tonight, guys. We're having a lot of fun. Really liking it here. Liking it here a lot. I like Reno for the most part. I don't like Reno because there's a lot of bums here. They rob you a lot. I got robbed a couple weeks ago. And they took my wallet. They took my cigarettes. They took my car keys. I have a spare car key now. I don't know why they took my car key. They took my car key, but they did take my car. My car key, okay. Very stupidly, I keep my car key in my center console. Why? I don't know, but I do. But they took the car key, they didn't take the car, so it's just stupid of them, right? But the cool thing is, they left me my license, all right? Which was great. Like, I realized, like, you know, even the shitheads in Reno can appreciate how shitty the DMV can be. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to cut that one in the next set. All right, I got about 20 more minutes with you guys. So a couple more jokes. Jesus Christ. I was doing a set at 3rd Street a couple weeks ago, and I heard this guy say, interact with the crowd, and he's like, hey, what's your porn policy? And does everyone understand what a porn policy is if you're in a couple, in a relationship? Anyone? Okay, a porn policy is like, you know, you have an agreement with your significant other, like, you know, I won't watch porn unless you're around. Like, we'll watch it together and that's it. Or I only watch certain types of porn. You know what I mean? So this comic guy says, hey, what's your porn policy? And the lady who's sitting in front of her boyfriend just pipes and goes, oh, we don't have that problem. But I'm looking at the guy and his eyes are as big as saucers. And he's like, what the fuck do I say? You know what I mean? Like, he's clearly using that Google Chrome incognito tab, and I'm loving it. I think it's great. That saves relationships, by the way, because I use it too. I use it too. I like to fuck with people a lot. I got 2 more. I'm gonna go bring Jenny up for you guys because I know she's chomping at the bit to get up here. But yeah, I'm from DC originally, so I have to fly home a lot to see my family and stuff and visit. And I'm not a big fan of flying, so I like to fuck with people a little bit when I do that. You know, I like to screw with them. It helps me pass the time. Gets me a little more less on edge, you know. So I always pick like the middle seat in the aisle, and I sit in the seat, and I'm like, let me just preface this story by saying that everything I'm asking these guys to do, I can do on my own. But again, alpha male, all right? Alpha male flight 277, so we're going to go through with this right now. I look over and I'm like, hey, man, can you do me a favor and buckle my seatbelt? Takeoffs make me nervous. And he's like, oh, yeah, man, I got you, no problem. He's super eager beaver about getting that seatbelt for me, right? So we're about an hour into the flight, and the stewardess or the flight attendant or whatever the correct term to call her is the air slut comes by, and she's like, do you want a soda? And I'm like, yeah, I would love a soda, and let me get one for my friend here. And, you know, she gets a soda, I get a straw, and I'm like, hey, man, can you hold this soda up so I can get a sip of it? And God bless him, he does it. He's literally holding this, I'm going, and I'm doing that for like 6 hours straight, right? About 5 hours straight. It's about 5 hours flight to DC. So we're about 45 minutes outside of Dulles, the DC airport, and I'm like, I look over, I'm like, hey, man, can you follow me to the bathroom, get my zipper? I really gotta pee. And he looks at me like I'm fucking crazy, right? And I'm like, dude, you've been feeding me sodas for the last 5 hours. What did you think was gonna happen? Let's go. I gotta do this. Yeah. The bad part is, like, I didn't even make that up. That actually happened. And he got so pissed that after the flight, I had to explain, like, hey, I'm a comedian. I'm just fucking with you. I'm sorry. And he still wasn't happy with me. It's bad. All right, one more. This is another true story. My mom is a fan of my existence. My mom loves inspirational quotes, all right? She loves them. Her favorite one that she repeats to me and my two sisters is, hey, whether you think you can or you can't, you're always right. You know, and that's all about self-confidence. If I think I'm going to kill it up here on stage, I'm going to kill it. So clearly I thought I was going to do that because I'm fucking killing it. But if I think I'm going to do bad, then I'm not going to do very well. It's all about self-confidence, right? And it's such bullshit. All those quotes are bullshit. And here's why. Because, guys, I think that I can do a cartwheel. All right? But the last time I tried, I woke up in the ER looking up at the oral surgeon saying, hey, man, I think I can save your teeth. That's all I got for you guys. Our next comic on stage. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Our next comic on stage left her phone unlocked in the dressing room, so I've got a few quick Facebook posts for her to review. No, it's cool. Jenny Pez, everybody!
Whatever.
Check.
The guy. That's fucking nice. So yeah, Game of Thrones tonight. Woo! Yeah, Game of Thrones. I really want to date a midget so I can have a Game of Thrones party. Right? Wouldn't that be awesome? Have him just walking around holding the tray. You're that bitch that fucks her brother on the show. Like have the parades and shit. Yell at him. Be like, hey. He doesn't do drinks right. You can be like, listen to me like your super nanny. You can get down and be like, listen to me. Take those fucking drinks around properly or someone's getting punched. Because you're not afraid. They're tiny. What are they going to do? Jump on your leg? You're like, get off me. I break up. It's fucking ridiculous. They're so little. Dress them up for like a Star Wars party as R2-D2. You can be all hot like his... I don't know, someone on that show. What are we talking about? Star Wars? Sorry. I take a lot of pills. No, I really do. I have a great dealer. I mean doctor. He's found this light is like right in my eye. I think I'm gonna have a seizure. I gotta move over here. Oh, that's so much better. Did you have that problem, Billy? Because now I'm seeing spots. Like I'm not even making this shit up. I am blinded by the light. Yeah, I don't need... Do you even know the words that set up like a douche? Another stoner in the night? I don't even know what it means. I looked up the words recently. Have you ever looked up song words and you're all... I have a sequin one-eye horse running off an Interpol song. You're all, I don't know what that even means. And they're like, it's interpretation of my life and my family. Just say it. Fucking why? Why musicians do they write like that sometimes? They're like, I have a shining bright light and your love is dripping on my face. It's what? Or what is that you say, Jeff? That stupid pearl tongue thing? Like, you're talking about a clit? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I can't even repeat it properly. It's so fucking weird. Just be honest, musician. Just say stuff like, what about love? Oh, I want to do it with you. Right? Why would I even know that song? Because I take pills. A lot of pills. You know what I love about pills? This is what I love about Vicodin. Or Percocet, maybe even morphine. The same can be said across the board for Soma and Xanax. Let's keep going. Hydrocodone, oxycodone. Oh yeah, Dilaudid. Anyway, the thing I like about pills is this. I'm never gonna be at a job and be doing my job and fucking up my job slightly, maybe falling asleep a little. No one's ever gonna come up and go, Jenny, we've got some reports that you have Vicodin on your breath. Never gonna fucking happen. I can just say I'm having a really long day and I'm upset about my boyfriend and at my old office job, I could totally get away with that. I sometimes bring a pillow and just crawl under the desk. You think I'm lying? I work for Microsoft. That shit really happens. We'd get fucked up. We don't care. Now I'm working for a bakery, though. Gotta plug my own job, Brown's Bakery. Fucking love that place. But people get pissed about your donuts if you're out. They're like, what do you mean you don't have a buttermilk bar unglazed? You're like, we have these not a cronuts, croissant donut. That's not what I wanted. They walk out. I'm not even making this shit up. I had a lady almost cry about not getting her hot cross buns on time. I'm not joking. People are crazy. And let me just tell you, though, the fun thing happens. Fun things happen. Like, you can just fuck with people, too, and their emotions. When it comes to donuts and food, especially with cops, they get fucking weird. But I had this phone call come in, and this lady's like, hi, how y'all doing today? She's all, have you ever heard of a donut shop called C&M Donuts? I'm calling you from, this is true story, okay? I'm calling you from Louisiana. You're calling Reno? Or a donut shop that I haven't even heard of and I've lived here my whole life. I'm like, no. She's like, you sure y'all don't have that? Because she's like, I was really looking for a diet donut. Donuts are sugar, flour with gluten, and fried lard. Yeah. There's nothing about them that says, I don't even think diet's in the words of donuts. In the donut Bible, I don't think diet is there. But I thought to myself, let's pull a prank. So I told her to call Jelly Donut. Okay, you're laughing, because see, if you've ever been into Jelly Donut, this is how they talk. Hello, how can I help you? What donut you like? You like filled donut? You like Bavarian? It's so, see, she's all, it's so true. It's so true. Go there at 2 in the morning. It's fucking, they're all Asian or Mexican with Asian accents. It's bizarre. What you like? You like bar? You like fruit bar? No? You want some drink? You know drink. You go. Bums come in, they're like, you get out here. You know, be a store. So I was picturing my head as I'm telling them they should call Jelly Donut for a diet donut, the conversation. Hey, y'all got diet donut. What diet donut? We don't do that here, Jelly Donut. You get full fat. You got fat times now. Fat. Sumo. Jelly Donut. It's crazy, right? I love it. I think they should have Jelly Donut carts outside of clubs at night. Can you imagine that? With all the weed I smoke, I would totally be there. Like, come stumbling out of 5 Star or something, see the donut cart, and be all, yeah, donuts. Because really, when you're high, you can make a meal out of anything. A fucking Hot Pocket, a fucking bowl of Captain Crunch Oops All Berries, fucking with whipped cream and some vanilla milk from Nestle Quick. That's a fucking gourmet meal when you're high. Anything's good when you're high. Bacon is amazing when you're high. Seriously, I love bacon, and here's why I love bacon. Nothing burps better on the planet than bacon. You can fucking eat bacon, 10 in the morning, pancakes, syrup, eggs, whatever. Love it all in my face. You're eating it, and then like 10 hours later, you're all, Oh, fucking bacon. Yeah, fuck yeah, that was so good. 10 hours ago, breakfast. It's fucking amazing. Like, you can't do that with anything else in the world, anything. And ladies, we put some shit in our mouths that isn't pleasant. When that burp happens 4 hours later, it's not pleasant. You're like, what is that? Rotten mayonnaise and fish? Fuck you. Women that swallow are classy. Okay? I'm not a spitter or a quitter, just so you know. But Cliff gets dark, I'll get dark. Billy wanted to go deep. Let's go deep. We're close. There's a few of us here. It's like Burning Man, but not as patchouli smelling or body odor. And desert. I fucking hate Burning Man. If you go, just kill yourself. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be PC about Burning Man these days, but Burning Man really upsets me. Those people swarm into our town like locusts coming over the fucking to Israel. I just don't. Is that where that happened? The Ten Commandments? Some shit. I don't know. It's some fucking place in the Middle East with ISIS now. I don't know. But either way, they come into the town and then they talk about how we gotta leave a green area. I see them in Walmart. Dude, get a 12-pack, man. Hey, don't forget. It's like getting handles of Jack Daniels. We're going to Burning Man. Are you kidding? Babe! Burning Man's gross. They have showers out there. What, dust storms and fucking hail? I don't get it. If you've ever seen them roll back into town, it's like that one kid on fucking Charlie Brown with the smoke cloud. They just come rolling back in afterwards. We were at Burning Man. It was so much fun. Ugh. With their dreadlocks that look like cat poop. Fuck you. I'm saying it. It's got to be said. Dreadlocks look like cat turds. They do. I always wonder if my cat wants to scratch and bury it. Because it's just awful. Like, you can't run your fingers. It's like, you can't even run your fingers. And you see the classy one. Well, not even, like, the guy with the one big giant one. And then, like, the 30 tiny ones. But, like, the one that just looks like it just... And it's... And the hair's short with weird little dreads. You know that hairstyle? I don't know what the fuck that is. I want to touch it, but yet it looks like a shit. Like someone took a big fat shit right on their head. I'm a snob. God. Jenny. Let's talk about rehab. I'm on the pre-registered list of the Betty Ford. Yep, gonna tell you guys that. No, actually, I'm with an alcoholic. Woohoo! Give it up for alcoholism. It's tremendous. Yeah, it's fun though, because with alcoholics you learn a few tricks, like get around the whole rage thing that might happen. I found that the best way to deal with an alcoholic is to drug them. Like it. And get them, and be clever about it too. Because even if they catch it though, they'll just be like, is that pills? They'll still drink it. Yeah, they're not dumping it out anywhere. It's still gonna happen. So I used to grind them up and put them in a half-gallon vodka bottle. Just work better. Because then you don't have to do each drink. I'd be like, I'll make you a drink. I'll get you a drink. No, baby, it's fine. I'm not mad. No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm fucking furious. You're getting knocked the fuck out. You need to shut the fuck up. But yeah, I like... No, it's true. But so he decided to get sober, though, which is good, right? We're all happy he got sober. And actually, I had to drive him out there, though. Have you ever tried to herd cats? It's kind of how it is with an alcoholic. You're like, come on, let's get in the car. I got booze. Yeah, Gatorade and vodka, your favorite. Come on, come with me. See, and then I just drugged him the whole way there. The great part was, though, he would wake up occasionally, like when I'd stop to get gas, and be like, what the fuck's going on? Where the fuck are we? We're going to rehab, remember? Oh, yeah. Should have another drink. All right. I'd get in the car and just speed more and more. Because it was fun. We ended up in the great city of Elko. Anybody ever been to Elko? I used to think Reno was the armpit of America. If that's the case, Elko's like the toe jam of America. Like that bad toenail, like those weird fungus toenail commercials, that's what Elko is. It even has the same creatures walking around. like those round creatures. You know what I'm talking about? The fungus commercial, Tenactin or whatever. Yeah, that's Oco, the toe jam of America. If you're from there, fuck you. I don't care. I still hate it. It's gross. It's a weird town. The cops go so slow, and they're not afraid to like pull you over for any reason. You have to be careful out there. But so we're out there, and I had registered a room. We get there, and I walk in, and I'm sitting there, and Jeff walks up behind me after I get to the counter, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Spencer. I have a room booked for the weekend because we decided we'd hang out in Elko for the weekend before we went to rehab." I don't know what that was, why, but apparently that's what you do when you party down as hard as you can the night before rehab, I guess is the thing. So that's what we did. But the guy at the counter was like, he's all, "Yeah, I've got a room. Your room is Jenny PezdeSpencer. You're registered. We have a refrigerator and everything." And in walks Jeff behind me. "Hey, you at the counter, looking at my girlfriend. You gotta tell me where the pisser is. Is there a pisser in this thing? Where the fuck are we? Oh, is this the hotel? Yeah, it's the hotel. Yeah, where's the pisser? I gotta take a whiz. Oh, I'm gonna vomit." And I'm like, "Oh my God." And the guy goes, "Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. He goes, "Pal! You!" Just like, "Me?" He's like, "Yeah." "Pisser?" He's like, "Yeah." "There's the pisser." He's like, "All right, you want to go down the doorway to the right and then take a turn at the U. And there's a sign that says pisser. That's where you want to go." Jeff's like, "Are you looking at me, dude?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm not looking at you. I'm telling you where the fucking bathroom is, pal. I'm checking your old lady in." It's like, "That's what I thought." So he backs up. So I'm like, "That was amazing." And the guy goes, "Yeah, we do speak alcoholic here." He goes, "And heroin and meth, except the heroin addict kept nodding off and the meth addict kept rearranging the front room over and over and over." So we had to let him go. I'm like, this is the greatest fucking thing ever. I love Elko. Right? I mean, if you're going to go to rehab, that's where you want to stay. The Travel Eng, they speak any drug of choice, apparently. They didn't speak pill very well. I kept falling asleep. All right, so I'm going to do one more because this crowd is so loud. It's really hurting my ears. And fun. I don't care. So I know that Billy did a show with a black comic who got on stage and talked about Billy's not a racist. Cliff is. Look at him. He's a redheaded stepchild. He'll Nazi stomp you or something. Anyway, so he got on stage and he just kept saying shit like, he was talking about how women keep referring to him as chocolate. He's all, "I'm not chocolate. I'm a man. I'm not a food. I'm tired of being referred to like that. I'm a man." I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Chocolate is delicious. Like, what girl doesn't want to put chocolate in her mouth at one? Get in my chocolate. If you're referred to as chocolate, fellas, you should be happy. Women don't want to put things in their mouths a lot, as you all know. It's just something our mothers taught us, you know? But chocolate, we're like, give it to me any time of the month, day or night. If we get, fuck, I could use a fucking Hershey bar right now in my mouth. I mean, we love chocolate. And besides that, you never, ever hear a woman say, "Man, you know what I could really use right now in my mouth? Cracker." Nobody says that. And I'll tell you right now the truth. If someone says that to you, fellas, that bitch is pregnant. FYI. All right, I'm Jenny PezdeSpencer. That's all I'm going to do. I, though, am going to bring up, he's not from Reno. He's from, I think it's Oregon? The great city of Oregon. Is that a city? And is he hiding behind the curtain? I don't know. Is Terry here? Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage now, we have Terry Geil. He's scary. I love his outfit.
She actually said it right. Thank you, Jenny. They used exactly. My first initial is T. My last name is Guile. I am T. Geil. Thank you very much. No, just kidding. My name is Terry. I'm a recovering Christian. We'll get to more of that later. But no, we were out in the alleyway before the show, not smoking weed. And my friend looked at me and he kind of kept looking, and I looked at him and he's like, dude, you're like high maintenance, man. I got offended immediately. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm pretty chill. He goes, no, don't get me wrong. You just look like a really stoned janitor. And I said, thank you. That's going to be my fucking Halloween costume this year, the high maintenance man. Come to your house, smoke your weed, clean up your shit. Whatever, I don't know. But no, weed's going to be legal in Oregon, in the great city of Oregon. That's where I'm from. And so on July 1st, it's going to be legal for whatever. You can smoke it, shoot it, whatever. And so I'm pretty stoked about that, but it's been legal for medical purposes for quite some time now, and I got a lot of people that naysay it. They're like, it's not medicine. You just want a fucking excuse so you can get high and not get in trouble. Now, I've got a friend who has epilepsy, and he said that when he takes his medical marijuana, it calms down his epileptic fits. I was fucking amazed. I was like, dude, that's so awesome. You smoke weed and you don't have seizures? He's like, well, I still have them. But it's just like, it's like, it's mellow. I don't fall down. Nobody gets hurt. So you guys should get your weed card if it's not going to become legal here at some time. I'm afraid when it does become legal, that the government's going to get their hands in there and just charge an arm and a leg for it. I don't know who booked this handicap show, but I can't afford fucking prices like that. Check this out. Cliff? One up you, Cliff. I paid a leg for weed in the 80s, still never got the real one back. And then most people see that, the first thing they think is, oh my God, how did he lose his leg? Yeah, I'm a stoner, but I didn't actually lose it, all right? I lose my keys a lot, but I did not lose my leg. And I don't want to get into the story of how my mom tried to get an abortion and it just sucked half my leg off. I'm not going to go there. 'Cause that's a gross story that's not even true. And then when people find out that I've had it since birth, they're like, oh, like, you probably got teased by kids at school. Kids are so cruel on the playground. Like, yeah, you know, I might have got called peg leg or hop along on the playground, but I take the good with the bad. I was always the first to get picked whenever we were playing pirate. Unless the kid with the eye patch was there. One-eyed Jack missed a shit ton of school, though, so I usually ruled the plank when it came to pirate. Ruled the playground when it came to hopscotch. I was leaps and bounds above those other kids. And then I don't want to offend anybody. I offended some people in Eugene with this little joke or whatever it is. I fucking hate Bruce Springsteen. Some people love him. Here's the reason. My brother used to taunt me as a small child with his hit singles. Like, baby, you were born to run. Oh, maybe you weren't. So fuck the boss and fuck my brother. Those guys are both assholes. And then this happened. Me and my mom, my brother, were sitting on the couch. I was probably like 7 or something, and we're baked out of our minds watching Family Feud. My brother, suffering from cottonmouth, asked my mom, Mom, could you please go to the kitchen and get me some Kool-Aid? I'm dying over here. She, without thinking, just blurts out that old phrase, you've got 2 legs, son, go get it yourself. Apparently she forgot that her other son didn't. I could have got sad or offended, but instead I just vaulted that shit. I said I could use that later. So when Thursday rolled around and she said, son, it's Thursday, could you please take the garbage to the road? I just looked her dead in the face and said, Mom, you've got 2 legs, go do it yourself. And what could she do except get super sad and hang her head as she drug the fucking garbage to the road? I'm sorry, son. I'm sorry, son. And you know, as a child, you get these privileges that you don't realize are how awesome, so you abuse them until they get taken away from you. That's what I did, you know. She's like, could you hand me the remote? I'm like, you've got 2 legs, get it yourself. Anything she said, I said that. So she took that privilege away from me. And wait, the privilege was actually my leg. My mom wouldn't ground me as a child. She'd take my leg from me, and she's like, you can go anywhere you want, but give me that other shoe. And we had a gravel driveway, so that'd be damned if I'm going to hop across a gravel driveway to go play catch with my friend. on one leg. Come on. So I smoke a lot of marijuana, you know, to make up for it, or just because I love it. And I was doing that the other night, and I was watching some cool show on TV, but then I kind of had like I don't even know what happened. But the next thing I know, I'm watching an infomercial. Now, normally I'll turn it off and go to bed, because that happens to me a lot. I'll be stoned watching TV, and the next thing I know, I'm wanting to buy 200 knives for $199. Come on, you can make $1,000 off this. So what this was, it was a commercial for Depends Colors for Women. You heard of these? They're fashionably colored underwear for women who can't keep their incontinence in check while they're out on the town partying. That's what the infomercial said, except for the partying part. I added that just because I figured if you were worried about what your underwear looked like, you're probably not just sitting at home watching infomercials. So what caught my eye was the awesome colors. There's 3 of them. They come in, every woman loves pink almost, so they come in pink. They come in a nice pastel blue. And the 3rd color is what threw me off, and this is no shit. The 3rd color is actually yellow. And I don't know anybody that wants an adult diaper that's already yellow. Piss camo for women, I guess. Like, say an older lady's out picking up a guy, they get back to the hotel, she starts to take her pants off, and he's like, oh my God, your panties are all yellow. Depends Colors for Women, bitch. I'm sexy. Been doing comedy for about 4 years now, and I still feel like I started yesterday because it's a tough thing to learn. But I really miss having an actual job, you know. A lot of people say, how could you miss a job? Because I can never get stoned on my lunch break anymore. Fucking sucks, dude. And I've spent a lot of time in my life acting like I'm not stoned. Like ever since I was a small child, I'd go to school stoned, have to act not stoned. Go to my job as a grown-up, have to act not stoned. Now my friends get me stoned, and they're concerned. They're like, did you even get high? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking baked. And they're like, you don't look high, and you're not acting high. And I was like, because I've mastered acting not high. And so I told this bit in Eugene, and I'm driving home too fast, apparently, because I got pulled over by a cop. And I'm going to tell you the story. He shined his flashlight in my car. He said he pulled me over for speeding, and then I spy with my eye a little empty medicine bottle. He said, what was in that medicine bottle? I said, nothing. Come on, what was it? I go, I don't even know. This is my wife's car. And he goes, it looks to me like there might be a little bit of marijuana residue in there. And he goes, do you mind? And he just reached in my car and picked it up. And I'm like, weed's not legal yet. So he goes, do you have a medical marijuana card? And this is the weirdest thing. I don't know why I said it. I just blurted out, no, but my dad does. Why would anyone even say that about anything unless you're like a little kid? No, but my dad does. And he goes, well, does your dad ever borrow your car? And I said, yes, all the time. And he goes, well, maybe you should tell your dad the next time he borrows your car not to leave his medicine containers in your vehicle. And I said, okay, I will. He goes, I'll be right back. And he took the medicine container and my fucking driver's license, and he went back and wrote me a ticket for $240 for speeding. And then he came back. He goes, there was a minute amount of marijuana in there. He goes, too little for anyone to arrest you. Well, someone could arrest you, but I'm not going to. But once again, tell your dad to keep his medicine bottles out of your car. So they're really looking the other way, even though it is illegal. So that was kind of nice of them. Appreciate you, Oregon State police officers. But yeah, that wasn't even on here. Why am I saying that? I feel violated sometimes. Like about a month ago, my son's Xbox got stolen out of our house. That's fucking bullshit, right? And I don't even know how to deal with it. I feel paranoid and weird in my own home now, and I don't know how to deal with it. By it, I mean the guilt. Because my son's 25 and he don't pay no rent. I got $100 on Craigslist for that thing. Don't tell him I took his Xbox, but... And see, we don't really have kids anymore. We have grown-ups, and that sucks. Because kids are kind of cool, but grown-ups suck when they still live in your house, even if they are your children. And little kids, I love little kids, like I said before, but I fucking hate little kids. They say the craziest, honest, brutal stuff. Like I took my little godson to the store the other day. We get out to the car, and the first thing he says, looks at my car, hey, Terry, how come you got such a crappy car? Dude, I thought to myself, I thought I was saying a friend wouldn't say that. Why are you saying that to me? But what really came out of my mouth was, I don't know. Why is your mom having an affair with Uncle Tony? And he instantly started crying. And then I went, oh, did I say that out loud? And then I had to buy him 2 popsicles. That sucked. And it's not just little kids that say weird stuff. My 16-year-old daughter recently said something that blew my mind We have a mutual friend that recently got pregnant, and she didn't know who the father was because she's a slut. But so the baby came out, and it had like a little birthmark on its forehead, like a little dot right there, and it kind of looked like a scab, but it looked like a dot. And so she had been over to visit, and she saw the baby and the mother, and I said, hey, did they ever find out who the father was? Was it a guy from India or something? Trying to be funny, you know, with the forehead dot. And she said, no, Dad, it's from getting smacked in the face with wieners. Yeah, that's what my daughter said. Smacked in the face with wieners. Bam, 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 bam. Apparently she hadn't heard of the failed coat hanger attempt. I don't know. Oh, you're going to owe me on that? Come on, it's going to get real now. There is no black people in there, is there? So my friend asked me the other day, he said, have you ever seen black pussy? That's a weird question, especially for a white boy from a small town in Oregon. So I wanted to answer honestly. I thought about it. I said, well, no, only like on the internet, YouPorn, RedTube, whatever. And he goes, no, it's a band from Portland. They're playing at Jub Jub's next week. Black Pussy, they are a good band from Portland. And I said, maybe you could have rephrased that sentence, like, have you ever heard Black Pussy? And he said, well, that could be misconstrued as well. Because we know that all pussy sounds the same. I'm not a racist. Word to your mother. I had friends in my little Oregon town come up to me back in the day and say, word to your mother. And I could just like shake my head and look at them and say, sentence to your father? Which isn't just a play on words, because I knew his dad was in prison. And that was okay for me to say because my dad was in prison too, and it sucked, man. When I was a kid, my dad was in prison, and when he went there, something weird happened that I didn't know was a thing. But he got a little bi-curious when he got in prison, which I guess happens. And my mom was pissed. She didn't know how to deal with it. She was upset when my dad came home with another man. She just kind of thought of Jesus as like a third wheel. Hence the recovering Christian. You see God-loving people with signs that say, God hates fags, but Jesus broke up my parents' marriage. That's some bullshit right there. You guys are an awesome audience. I love you guys. It's small. You guys are like my penis. Small but mighty. Oh, wait. No. That's not true. You're way better than the crowds I tell jokes to at the Denny's in Albany, Oregon. We used to do a show in a Denny's, monthly showcase. It was awesome. We used to bring joy to the patrons there, so much so that they would have like awesome fist fights after the show, and the cops would come. And there was this one chick trying to make her way to the car because she didn't like cops, and she was like visually impaired. I don't mean she couldn't see very good. I mean she looked fucking weird. And she was drunk as fuck, and she was trying to get back to her car so she could drunk drive home. And she's kind of doing the new baby deer thing with her high heels, and then she kind of tripped on the parking lot, flipped her fucking heel off, and she fell down. I saw this, fell down, stubbed her camel toe right on the pavement. Instantly started menstruating. That was weird. I'd never seen such a thing. That's gross. There was a fat girl there. I'm going to say it. I'm sick of fat chicks saying that they're big boned because that's not even possible. Bones don't get that big, and if they did, it would be like a medical anomaly, and they could be in a record book of some sort. I had a skinny hot chick come up to me the other day, and I didn't say shit, and she goes, I'm not fat, I'm big boned. And I was like, what do you even mean? She's like, I only have sex with black guys. I was like, that's a totally different take on being big boned. I didn't get that, but whatever. A little bit more about myself. I didn't go to college right after I got out of high school, and I get a little flack from some losers for that. But what I did is I took the alternate route, and I studied abroad for 2 years. And it was after 2 years that I realized that she was just a bitch. A big boned bitch. And I'm not into guns either. People give me a hard time for that. My dad used to tell me that I'm not a man because I don't like sports and shooting things. But fuck that, you know. And he used to tell me you should take guns with you, like on dates for protection. And I said that's great because I hate using condoms. I just fucking blow a load in her and shoot the bitch. No, I would never do that. I would never do that. I'm scared of going to prison. My dad, I heard that you could get stabbed in prison in the ass with a penis. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know, if you like that kind of stuff, I personally would take the shiv, but that's just me. Speaking of taking the shiv, I recently had to have a little minor surgery, and I took the doc's shiv. I had like one of those things, like a cyst, which is something that the body does because it's fucking gross. And anyway, so he cut it out and he sewed me up. Everything's good. He gave me this antibiotic so I didn't die or whatever. And then he gave me a supplement. It was called acidophilus. You guys know what this is? It's hippie stuff. You can make yogurt with it. Yeah, that's what I knew it as. But I couldn't afford the co-payment, so I wanted to look it up online. And so I looked it up. Turns out acidophilus is created naturally in the intestines and the vagina. So I worked out a deal with my wife where I'm just going to perform cunnilingus on her every 4 to 6 hours or as needed. Because I can't afford that co-payment. She's a nice lady. She helps me out when I need it. And another thing that doesn't happen much in my small town, actually I'll tell you guys where I live. It's a small town called Brownsville. And if you've ever heard of the movie Stand By Me, you know, Stephen King, most of it was filmed right there. Me and my comedian buddies are getting ready to do a remake. It's going to be called Stand Over There. And it's about the 3 guys that lived and they just became comedians and live in their parents' basement 30 years later. It's going to be sweet. We tweeted it and then the official Stand By Me page retweeted it, so we know we got to go. I think Will Wheaton's going to do a cameo. It's going to be awesome. But what happened in my small town of Brownsville, which has never happened in my life because it's legal now and it didn't used to be, I got to go to my first same-sex wedding right across the street from my house. And it was cool because it was chicks, and it was like the only time I got to see 2 hot chicks tongue-kissing in public right outside of church. It was pretty cool. And also, it proved my point that I always used to tell my wife, weddings are gay. It's fucking stupid. That joke is retarded. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to offend anybody. By retarded, I don't mean like mentally challenged. By retarded, I mean gay. And I'm telling that joke in San Francisco on Tuesday. And by gay, I don't mean homosexual. Like I said, I don't want to offend anybody. By gay, I mean lame. It's getting worse, isn't it, you guys? And by lame, I don't mean like I can't walk. I mean like lame like I'm stupid, you know? I don't know. Just one of those words. And also at the gay woman wedding, I found out something I didn't know before, that the quality of life, you should take this home with you if you take anything home. Unless a chick or a dude. Take this with you. The quality of life is comparable to the quality of a vagina. I'll explain. It's all about how much you put into it. And sometimes the quality of life that comes out of it is all about how much you put into it as well. So this is the biggest little city in Nevada, I guess, and you guys probably have tons of adult stores here, right? Oh, the world. Fuck, I'm dumb. Biggest little city in the world. Biggest little city in Nevada. I'm from that dumb fucking city of Oregon, so I don't know shit. But, so we got a fucking porn store up there that's called Castle Megastore. And it's got castles and stuff, and I saw this couple with their little 4-year-old, look about 4. They're going into the Megastore, and he's like, yay, castles. And they open the door, and there's just like double dongs and pocket pussies. And they're like, this isn't the Castle Megastore we're looking for. Let's go out of here. But the thing about that place is it's more expensive than the actual adult store, which is just called the adult store. And like they can charge up to $100, $150 for a nice pleasantry that a lady might want to purchase and keep in her drawer next to the bed. And I've found a place where you can save money, you guys. I think they have them in Reno and California, everywhere. I think I've seen commercials. It's the place called Petco. They've got these things called chew toys. I don't know if you've seen them. They're very similar to the new Play-Doh dispenser that really looks like a penis. But no, they're bulbous. They're a little stiff, but they got a little give. And they're only $7.99. And that's a bargain if I've ever heard one. Also, they have some fetish gear there. Like you can get a leash and a collar. $7.99. I think everything's $7.99 at Petco. Ladies, you can get a rabbit at Petco. No remote. And I've heard that it gets a little itchy in the panties sometimes. I was a little pissed that I didn't find anything that was comparable to a pocket pussy at Petco. And I just explained to my friend Dave earlier about the fleshlight. Can't believe he hadn't heard of it. And they've got a new thing, if you're not into fucking flashlights, they got a new thing called the vajankle. And I'm into it because it's a foot with a pussy right on the top of it. So if you got a foot fetish, you can literally fuck a foot. Or if you're missing a foot, want to fuck me in the foot? Come on, you foot fucker. So the vajankle, they had that. They have pocket pussies. Now, when I was a kid, I'm old. When I was growing up, they didn't have pocket pussies. I mean, if we wanted a pocket pussy, we'd have to, like, fill a tube sock full of liver and stick in the convection oven. Oh. It's nothing worse than fucking cold liver. If we didn't have microwaves back then. Okay, we've talked enough about that. And Petco. Speaking of Petco, I like to subjugate and divide my audience of 13 that we have here. Cat people, dog people. Who are dog lovers? I know Dave is. And Shannon, you have cats, you know. It's usually more people like dogs. I'm like a minority. I'm a cat person. And yeah, well, cool. I'm glad to have some solidarity there for myself. But I finally figured it out because people give me a hard time when they say, you don't like dogs. It's not that I don't like them. I just prefer cats. Here's why. I've never seen two cats having sex. I've heard them howling in ecstasy in the night, but I can pretend they're fighting because that sounds exactly the same. Now, I have, however, seen my good Indian friend, two dogs fucking, in the middle of the road when I was like 6. And at that point, I didn't know what fucking was or what doggy style was, and I didn't know that when they were done, sometimes they get stuck together butt to butt with the dog's junk up in the other dog's junk, stuck. My dad had to spray him with a hose. You know how damaging that was? I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? Total damage. So that's the thing. Also, like if you have a cat, you can like get it down on its back, tickle its belly. The most it'll do is maybe purr or scratch you if it's a dickhead. Because there are some cats that are just dickheads, but you do that to a dog, the next thing you know, he's got his dick out. And that's not socially acceptable in any application. Like say you're babysitting your little nephew and you're wrestling around, tickle his belly. You can't just whip your dick out. I mean, that's fucking bullshit. I tell the dog, please put the lipstick away. I do not need a touch up. And that brings up a question you may not have ever asked yourself, but here it is. Which came first? The dog dick or the lipstick? And when you think about it, it's obvious. The dog penis came first. And if someone would have just walked into the door and heard me say that out of context, they would be wondering what the fuck was going on. But here's the deal. I Googled it because I'm curious, found out that lipstick was invented in the 17th century by a man to make his wife's lips look more voluptuous and to appear more like her vaginal lips. Ew, yum. And the page has no issues, so I know it's true. It's a Wikipedia page with no issues. And so, yeah, lipstick was first created in like a little tray that you had to have an applicator, or you could use your finger to apply it to your lips. But then man got the bright idea to fashion the lipstick into the shape of a dog's penis, to see if the woman would rub it on her lips before important meetings and dates. Turns out she will, and she does. So ladies, the next time you're getting ready for that important meeting or date, just think of the dog's penis as you're rubbing it on your lips. Maybe you'll wear less, because you look a little bit slutty when you wear too much lipstick. I mean, some guys like that, but a girl might call you a bitch. And then what would you have to do, like go home or something? No, I've been telling that joke for a while. And I was at a music show in the city of Oregon, and this lady kept like eyeballing me and like whispering to her husband for like 3 hours. And I'm thinking to myself, am I going to get lucky tonight? Finally, she comes up to me. I know where I know you from now. You're the dog dick lipstick guy. Is that what I've devolved to? I'm the dog dick lipstick guy. She calls her husband over. Honey, come here. It's the dog dick lipstick guy. Hi. He's like, I'd like to personally thank you because my wife does wear less lipstick now and she looks like less of a slut. And so I said, I'm glad I could be of help. And she didn't even get mad when he said that. So apparently it's wisdom. Take it. Fucking science, whatever you want to call it. All right, I could go on, but we're having fun. I'm gonna wrap up here in a little bit. I like music a lot, and I was into metal, still am. Love heavy metal, death metal. But I got into Nirvana in the late 80s, and my metalhead friends, you know how those guys can be. They're like, what are you listening to that grunge crap for? Those guys can't even play their instruments. But I love Nirvana, so I got a sticker, and I put it on my vehicle, and it was one of those cool where the backing comes off, and it's just the single letters. Looks so cool. But over the last 20 years, the weather and stuff has been randomly peeling off some of the letters. So now my Nirvana sticker is an NRA sticker. Which is a little bit ironic, you know, because he shot himself in the face with a gun. Rest in peace, Kurt. It's been 21 years. His ghost is now officially old enough to drink. I'm sure he's been shooting heroin the whole time, but poor Kurt. And you know, some people say suicide is cowardly, like Kurt left his friends, fans, and family behind. I think you got to be pretty brave to actually go through with suicide, you know? Like, I'm not suicidal, but if I was, I'm too much of a pussy. I'd probably like have to take the easy way out and just go out into the woods and try to kill myself with like a bear. Yeah, you know, I could just strip naked and cover myself in honey and a little bit of period blood. Come on, bear, get me! And if the bear didn't get me, I'd just go on home because I didn't want to kill myself anyway. Suicide's for losers. I apologize if anybody has any close family or friends that have killed themselves, but I don't really care. I just wanted to say that to make myself feel better. Okay, this is the end. My only friend, the end. We were in Walmart the other day, and I hate going there, but I'm poor and they have good deals. And somebody's got to keep those little hands busy. So we're in line. I'm feeling uncomfortable as usual because the cashiers are always checking me out. And so I see this lady, and she'd probably call herself big boned. I'd call her fat. And it was weird because she was fat, but her pants were loose. That shouldn't be. Like, her pants should have been tight, I think, because she was so fat. But anyway, her pants were sagging down, like this kind of. And I thought it was like those McDonald's-looking thongs that the bitches at the clubs used to wear back in the day, or last night, if they still do it. You know, you got the McDonald's coming up. But it was actually Depends colors for women. And it was the yellow ones, of course, so I couldn't help but like show my wife and chuckle, and she brought up the website, peopleofwalmart.com. She's like, we should take a picture. We could put it up on the website. And I said, yeah, let's do that. And she goes, the camera's in the car. I'll pay. You run out and get it real quick. Looked her dead in the face and said, you've got 2 legs, baby. Go get it yourself. So that's my callback. You guys have been awesome. My name's Terry Geil. Thank you so much. Thanks to Jenny, Cliff, and Billy, and everybody. 4th Street Studio fucking shit. I love you. Good night.